Hello, I'm a duck. Let's talk about eyes. As I did with my lip study, I decided to give myself a good crash course on rendering eyes, and it was pretty difficult at first. As you can see from this terrible initial sketch, my attempt without reference demonstrated exactly why I needed this study. After I learned a bit about shaping, my problematic era was coming to a close, and I knew it was time for references. Yes, you'll all be ecstatic to hear that this time, I got all my references from Pinterest. I think. Okay, never mind, I lied. I got most of my references from Pinterest. Once I started recreating the eye from some type of image, it turned out way better. Even at this angle, it took me a bit to understand, but there was a much better result. I'm going to cover this image because this person I actually know. Yes, as a duck, I know humans. Surprise. Anyway, I decided to use them as a reference here, and it was honestly very fun. Seeing a specific person's eye come to life, me knowing them in real life, and, well, it helped. In fact, it helped so much that I decided to use a different picture of that same person from a different time of life. Getting this angle of their eye helped me understand even more. Now, it was time for me to incorporate the different aspects into this process. Something suddenly came to me. I had a lot of fun rendering things to fruition with the different colors from the lip study, but I wanted to differentiate a bit more here. After all, my goal was to understand the different aspects of the eye, and I didn't actually need color accuracy to do that, so why not make it fun and throw in abstract colors? Let's take a step back and do a quick side note. When doing any type of art study, there's a degree of seriousness you should take with it, but I personally believe that to fully gain a true appreciation for your topic, there has to be a degree of fun. Isn't that why we got into art in the first place? In the past, I've burned myself out by giving myself insurmountable tasks and goals for an ultimate vision that, in the end, put me off of doing the entire project. This drove me to start something new, only to restart the cycle. This was because of a bunch of reasons, but one was specifically because I didn't pace myself, and I didn't make it as fun as I could have. Sometimes the vision isn't enough to get you through a project. Sometimes, for the big wins, you need the small victories. A lot of times, people will tell you that you have to do these regimented actions, and I will say that in many cases that is true. But the beauty of being an artist is the fact that we are the weavers of creativity. If something needs to be learned, find a way to make it fun. It's what art should be. I threw in colors to help me map my way through recreating eyes, and somehow ended up learning to study better while doing this. I'll be very honest, I was adoring the blending during exploration of different eye shapes. You'll start to see similarities from when you watch the lip study video, which, if you haven't yet, shame on you. Go ahead, like and subscribe to the video as your penance. We'll do a very quick refresh of the process. Start with the shape by tracing, then create the shape yourself. Then there's the color contrast, sculpting, definition, shadow, and shine. It's honestly a good blueprint to work from initially and helps me get my head on straight. But now, we get to talk about some of the special qualities. When drawing eyes, the thing that you want to remember is that your eye is a ball. The eyelids wrap around that ball. Because of that, you're not just seeing a ball in its entirety, only what's exposed. For example, from the side, you're not going to see a round shape or a perfect eyelid shape. you're going to see what a ball looks like from its side if 70% of it were obstructed. A triangle with a rounded side. On top of this, your eye has reflective properties because it's moist. At least, I hope it is. Due to the general structure, light will pass through it here, the cornea and the iris. Keep progression here simple, but with this knowledge, you should be 70% done with a beautiful eye. So, where is that remaining 30%? It's sitting right here, in the minutia of the details. Now, you'll see throughout this that I do a few single eye studies just to focus on getting better at rendering. Cutting out the challenge of symmetry changes the allocation to focus so that hyperfixation on those minute details can come easier to me. It was to a point that I was connected to the process instinctively. There are even points of me doing studies with photos that aren't even that detailed. I just filled in what I knew was missing. This was when I knew I had pushed past the point of needing a subject photo. After a while, I started getting more bold with the stylization, making eyes bigger and bolder, leaning more towards my style and even far past it. I just needed to experiment more and more to assure that the mistakes during chill light experiment wouldn't happen again. I wanted to love these eyes in my main pieces of art as much as I did during the study. Time for a test, the drill. I sketched 12 pairs of eyes in the simplest form, in various styles, and rendered each of them to the level I felt was representative of the culmination of this study. No reference, no looking back, not even at previous studies. Just me rendering to the best of my ability, all on one layer, and occasionally forgetting to add eyelashes. I actually did something similar with the lip study, but it was on a much smaller scale and didn't push myself as hard. Now, I'm wishing I did, because this really set a lot of these lessons in stone for me. I'm not an eye art god or anything, even with it being over a year after this study. Every now and then, I'll still make a mistake here and there, and maybe the spacing will be off or something like that, but it just takes a quick correction or two to get them where I want, and that was the whole point of this. Another quick side note before we close out. This study, just like the lip one, happened because I wasn't satisfied with my current skill level at the time. I had the drive to improve. Some people admire when they see art and they ask, how did you get so good? You want the real answer? This single eye study was over 45 hours. Let that sink in. I was 2 hours and 53 minutes shy of putting 2 whole days of work into an art study. Something that isn't a monumental piece of art, something I don't plan on selling, something that, without documenting my process on the internet, no one would even know about. Yes, I would have still done it without posting. Yes, the lip study was also over 40 hours, probably 4 hours less than this. And no, it wasn't all at once. But the fact is that it happened because I wanted it. I'm not the David Goggins of art. There are people out there who are putting in way more effort than me. They aren't my competition right now. I am. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's also work. You get what you put in. The more fun you can have doing that, the bigger the payoff will be. But that's all I got for you now. This art study was great. I had a lot of fun and I made a lot of progress here. When I initially started, I wasn't sure exactly how it would go. It's kind of that back and forth of, oh man, I did the lip study and that was great, but will this also work? Will it be the same? Who knows? Ultimately, I could say I think I made a lot more headway here than I did with the lip study, because both were fun, but this, I learned a lot of what I was missing with eyes through the Chill Light project, and then I did this and felt so much more comfortable. I say that now, but I totally just posted a DTIS for someone, and the eyes are just a bit off, and it irks me so much, but at this point I kind of don't have much of a choice but to accept it. Anyway, you guys know where to find me, I guess, at this point. If you liked anything in the video, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, whatever. Find my art on Instagram. I am Sofa King Duck pretty much everywhere. And that means that if you are looking for me on Kara, because I'm there now, then find me there, see what I've posted or failed to post, because I keep saying I'm going to put stuff there and there's practically nothing. To be quite honest with you guys, I've taken a step back from everything but YouTube. I've been recording and I've been editing and posting things. Only YouTube for now. You guys might see a little bit of a break, and you'll be able to look back and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's where Sofa kind of calmed down. Yeah, I've been focusing strictly on YouTube just to make sure that I can get these videos coming consistently, because I actually have a lot of content to go through. It's a bit jarring because I didn't realize how much I had. It kind of comes with the territory of drawing so much. I just start putting the work in, and even when I feel like, man, I didn't get a solid amount of time in just now, I find out after looking in like statistics and stuff that I've been drawing for like the same amount of time as this study. Maybe I've been drawing something for like 3 hours here, and then I have 8 hours somewhere else, and then 15 hours somewhere. Eventually I realized, like, okay, I'm working on 5 different things and I've been working on all of them for over 10 hours. It's kind of surprising. I always forget how much I'm drawing, how long I'm drawing, but that's just the love of it. I really love art that much. Either way, like I said, you guys know where to find me. So, with that being said, I'll see you soon.